Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am unsure what really happened there. Technology, man. I apologize to anybody. So it was like the last end of our live before we went off that it got frozen, but it looked like we got in a good portion. I sent you invite, Chris Cannon. Welcome, welcome. Can you hear?
I can.
Yeah. So when I was watching back the live a bit, like it's at 42 minutes for the first part, but it's like at the minute like 40 minutes, it's like at the last 2 minutes we basically got like cut out.
Ah,
So I'm not sure what happened there. So it looked like we got cut off at the part around when we were talking about like the promotions that you guys be working for future crossovers. If you mind repeating that.
yeah. Like I was seeing, the likes of IWF, Dropkick, Firestar, Alba. There's a few others. Can all. I would like to use a lot of their guys. There's a lot of talents that I can see that I'd be happy to use. And in turn, all of my guys, all of our guys are open for bookings too. I would quite happily see any of my guys get booked elsewhere. I'm not one of these promoters that will hold them back, like they have worked for before. Any promoter that holds back his home talent is a shitbag.
When you mean holding back talent, like do you mean like controlling them?
Yeah, I mean, if if a talent says, "Oh, I've somebody else wants to book us," they'll say, "Oh no, you can't work for them. I've got to show them the same day," or even though they haven't. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. No, no, no. You do what's right for you as a wrestler. You don't do what's right for these promoters that are just lining their pockets and being a shithouse.
Welcome, Ethan Dixon. He said, "Good evening, mate. How are you doing?" I think he's talking to you.
How are you, Ethan?
Welcome, Zoe Spencer. Welcome, Lockdown. Welcome, Colton. Welcome, Mr. OK is in the house. Welcome, Katie. Everybody's rejoining us for this part 2. And ladies and gentlemen, can you guys see us perfectly? We're not frozen again? That was weird. It's never froze like that before. Like I watched it back, like our faces were literally there and it was still going. And it was like, what? So Ethan clearly can't see us and hear us. So yeah, okay, so we're good now. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for letting me know about that, guys. I'm so sorry. Don't know what happened. I'll figure out what that was. But when it comes to your top matches, if you had to give us, I don't know if this could be a weird thing. You want to give us a top 7 or a top 5 of your favorite matches? I know 7's a weird number, but that's just me.
Personally, or mine that I'd like to see, or like I've had. That I've had. Oh, I would. Oh. See, I would say my number 5 is a guy called Vulture. I wrestled him at Temple Park Leisure Centre on a big show. Georgie Leggett, used to be a good friend of mine. We had a bit of a falling out, but I would say that match would be my number 5. My number 4 would be shit. Number 4. Oh, I don't know. There's so many. With me having brain damage, it's just not registering.
How about honorable mentions? How about that?
Mentions, I would go with, Georgie Leggett, Vulture. I would go with him. I would go with Lucian. I've had a match with him before. I think I might not have. I might have just tangled with him in a rumble. Good matches. Hex, Nathan Hartley, good matches. Dave Styles, good friend of mine back in the day. Good matches with him. Also, Ben Harland, my old tag team partner. Between me and him, we had some good tag team matches, against a tag team called the Vegas Connection. We had some good matches with them. Fantastic.
Awesome. Would you like to mention anybody else that you've had matches have, or?
I'm off the top of my head, putting us on the spot. I can't remember. That many matches. I can't remember half of them. But
Understood.
I always do remember. Everybody I've been in the ring has been good. Very few matches I think, that was horse shit. But one match, which wasn't that long ago. I was trying to, I like to try and plan the match, evenly. Them have some, me have some. But this guy was not giving me nothing. I was saying, we'll try this, we'll try that. He was giving us nothing. And in turn, the match was absolute horse shit. Absolute horse shit.
Okay. Understood. And how did you handle that after it being horseshit like that? Was it somebody to blame, or was it just like it was just not a good connection?
It's not a good match. I don't think our chemistry worked. He was too, he just didn't want to give me anything in terms of my suggestions, even though I was a lot more experienced than he was. He wasn't tending to give me anything. The match was awful, but got backstage like a professional. I shook his hand. I might have had a little rant at the promoter, but he's an arsehole too. It was one of them. I was pissed off. At my stage, at this stage in my career, I can't really afford to have any bad matches because I've had my heart broken a couple of times by this industry, and I will not let it happen again.
Well said, well said. And welcome, Charlotte Collingwood. Colton says, looks good. I had to rejoin because screen went black on my end. You weren't the only one, Colton. Dagon said you looked like Zordon from Power Rangers when it crashed. Matthew said evening again. Jim Hunt said, this is Mr. Gold. He said, shush, don't give away his next gimmicks. So you're going to be Zordon for your next gimmick. You want to tell us about that? Does that mean Kirsty's going to be your Rita?
You are. You're going to be my Rita. She's giving me that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Good times, good times. Welcome, Marley. Welcome. And if you had to give us like some dream matches you've always wanted with people. Wait, I'm breaking? How am I breaking?
You were breaking. I think you're good now.
Okay. Look, man, I'm broken, okay? I can't help it. Dagon said if you guys do that, he calls dibs on the White Ranger. Oh, gosh. Dream matches for you. What would you have to say for people you've never, ever locked up with, face ever, one-on-one, two-on-two, triple threat, fatal four-way? Can you give us some?
Yeah. Kirsty just said the one that she would like to see would be myself against Rory Shaw.
Oh.
He's a big guy. I would still throw him a vote.
Woo!
I don't think I've got that much in me, yes. Yeah, Rory Shaw would be one. I would love a one-on-one with Dagon. I think that would be a really good match. More so, like, especially after watching him so much, watching how he coaches and watching how he wrestles personally, I would like to have a match with Persona. I think he's fantastic. But if we were going to dream matches, the Prince Dagon one would definitely be one.
And you said Rory Shaw, and what else? If you want to give us like three more, maybe?
So I would say Rory Shaw, Dagon, Persona, Mickey Limerick. I would like to wrestle Mickey Limerick.
Okay.
I used to train with him a long time ago. I think when he first started as a trainer, I think I was at the same academy as him. We learned pretty much by a few of the same people. But Mickey is, he's gone from a skinny kid with long hair to an absolutely jacked, bald-headed machine at the minute. So I would definitely like to wrestle Mickey. And maybe, just for nostalgia reasons, one-on-one with Iceman.
Ooh. Heck yeah. Great choices. And Lockdown says he wants to see Big Sam for you.
Big Sam. He's just trying to get me killed. That's what he's doing.
Hey, Dagon said it would be a clash. I mean, there we go.
Yeah, it would. Get it booked. Either we will or you will.
Now, with my final question being, I ask this to everybody that comes on the pod. What do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy would be, maybe, I learned from my mistakes in this industry. I made mistakes when I first started. I made mistakes, a few years in. I learned from my mistakes. I was a good coach, and I was a very tight but safe wrestler. And I'd like to say I've never hurt anybody. I've never dropped anybody on the heads. I've never broke a bone on somebody. I like to say I'm very safe, and I'd like my legacy to live on through my daughter, to be honest.
Your daughter shall carry on your legacy, whether she has like the name or not, right?
Whether she has or not, she come from strong stuff. So let's see if anything, I'd like to push her further than I ever went. I stayed local. I had a few, up and down the country. But I did stay local. I want her to go further. I want her to go to Japan. I want her to go to America. I want her to really go.
Understood. Mr. Gold said, and if you don't learn, I'll correct you. Ha ha ha. But also right here, Katie said she would like to see you face Jam Dog. Have you never worked with Jam?
No, I haven't. And yeah, that's another good name. Definitely Jam Dog. I would love to work with Jam Dog.
Wow. I'm surprised you haven't worked with Jam, because you guys work together like in other places, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we have. Yeah, we've worked alongside each other enough. I think another mention, I'd like to mention a Scottish wrestler called Hades. I'd like to wrestle him too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Hades, a monster. That would be good.
Big guy.
He's seen Chris Cannon, so I think he was referring to Jam Dog.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, dream matches, a legacy to behold, and that was my final question. But before we do get off, there are some other comments. Prince Dagon said he throws some nice chops. Does your AULD pal Jam?
Oh, my old pal Jam.
Oh, okay. I see what that means now. I have a light bulb switched on. Ooh. So what they're trying to say is in UWA, we're going to see Jam Dog versus you. I can see it.
Right, I'll do it. I'll look after him. He looks after me. We'll have a good one.
And Matthew says, imagine them as a tag team. You guys would be called the Jammed the Cannon. I could see it. Whew.
I don't think I would never have gotten back into wrestling if it wasn't for Kirsty, my partner. I would definitely never have gotten back into it. It was my, it was a love of mine, but I thought I was too old, I was too injured. Yeah. She said she got me back into the wrong company. You certainly did, but we learned from that mistake. Yeah, I would never have gotten back into it if she hadn't have encouraged us. She says, get yourself back into shape and we'll see what we can do. And here we are, so I can only thank her enough. Thank you so much, Kirsty.
Jamie McDonald just joined in. He said, I mind seeing Chris Cannon in 3CW versus Dave Styles long time ago. Ooh.
Yeah, long time ago. We had a hardcore match one night, and then he hit me with a guitar, but this guitar was not gimmicked. And I still have the scars on my shoulders because it smashed over my head. The strings went everywhere. The whole thing exploded, but it wasn't gimmicked. He just hit me as hard as he could with it.
Mr. Gould said, yeah, you need to be careful what you wish for. And Katie suggested out of all the names you put into that hat that you want to face, put them into a 6-man last man standing, get them all in.
I don't think any ring could hold the humanity.
Well, you're already trying to get a cage with Dagon, so if it could handle you two, I bet you could add in a few more. Yes, thank you, thank you. Do you want to give us final thoughts before we do get off here, my friend?
I would say, this business is a fun, this industry, this business, it's a great business, and it works well as long as we work together. When it comes to speaking out, as long as you speak out about people who are, you've got genuine proof, not try to slander good men. If you've got genuine proof, then of being a shithouse, then you deserve to be outed. You deserve to be spoken out about. Stay together, stick together. We're in this together. If you love this business, stick together, and good things will happen. If you be a shitbag, you'll get pointed out for being a shitbag.
Well said, well said. And I want to thank you again for giving me the honor to interview you. You guys are always welcome on here anytime, and would love to have you guys on again in the future. In the meantime, good luck at your show against Lucian. It's going to be a banger. UWA March Mayhem will be on the 28th, correct?
Yes, that's right. Thank you so much for having me on again, Brandon. I appreciate it.
Anytime. I thank you for the time that you even gave me to tell you, let me hear your story, and I can't wait to hear more going forward into the future. And in this meantime, we all hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.